Regarding which portion of the brain I'd be most willing to give up if I were obligated to choose one, I'd most likely choose the limbic system. Now, this question to begin with puts the subject in a rather difficult position. How can writing of any region of the brain be desirable? Wouldn't one's life be drastically altered due to such a severe change in brain anatomy? To this question, it is true that all portions of the brain are to a degree necessary to the maintenance of the human life. Further, one's sense of familiarity with his or her environment would all but be destroyed upon removal of a brain region. All are crucial to the maintenance of life and our interaction with the external world. So, in answering this, I took the question as a hypothetical one rather than a serious one. So, why then did I choose the limbic system? Well, let me start by identifying where the limbic system resides in our head. The limbic system, is a rather small oval-shaped portion of the brain located almost smack dab in the middle between both our left and right hemisphere. So it's basically right in the middle of that area. It is most responsible for maintaining emotions, most being instinctual or primal in nature. These emotions include, but are not limited to, the sleep-wake cycle, sexual impulse, hunger, fear, and aggression. All the emotions of the limbic system maintain a rather crucial role to the survival of the individual, insofar that they help him or her adapt to their environment or properly respond to threatening and adverse stimuli present in their environment. So take, for example, you encounter a lion in an African savanna. Your immediate base impulse would be that of fear. This would be beneficial in this scenario given that the emotion is telling you that the lion poses a possible threat to the maintenance of your life. This scenario encapsulates the limbic system at work. Neurons are firing rapidly in the limbic portion of your brain, telling your body that the area is not safe. The most beneficial course of action would be to recourse to a safer destination. This is an example of the benefits of the limbic system. However, as mentioned earlier, the limbic system is one of the more primal areas of the brain, commonly being one of the areas of the brain we share with the great majority of our ancestral descendants. Resultantly, many of the emotions resulting from the limbic system can be quite irrational or even juvenile in nature. Take, for example, anger. Let's say that a man stole nearly all your money, and as a result, you have a restless desire to beat this man to a pulp. Merely hypothetical. Consequences of the action are blindsided. All you want is your proper revenge, regardless of whether you get in momentous trouble as a result of your actions. This is an example of the rather irrational drive of the limbic system. It is conscious to a degree, being that one is aware of the emotion and actively lives it out, but yet it's also driven by a blind, almost insatiable desire for fulfillment, which does not arise from one's own conscious choosing. In other words, the emotion is that which causes your mental state, not the other way around. Great consequences can result from these irrational drives and emotions, murder being a prime manifestation of this. Being that the limbic system is one of the more basic functions of the brain regarding survival, its purpose being more environmentally based than mentally based, and meaning that all other portions of the brain seemed incredibly crucial to the survival and progress of the individual, minus the pitfalls of the limbic system, it seemed a rather easy choice for me to eliminate this portion of the brain before others. Now, unfortunately, if I did have this portion of the brain entirely removed, I conversely have a substantially difficult time responding to my environment. The need and impulse for sleep, food, and human contact would all be rid of. I reasoned, however, that the cerebral cortex, which I personally believe to be the most important region of the brain, could take care of such tasks to a degree which, though not as strong or immediate as the limbic systems, could suffice in maintaining my survival. The cerebral cortex is the embodiment of the modern man and rationality. It is responsible for processes such as thinking, perceiving, producing, and understanding. Though not rationally planned, I chose the cerebral cortex as the main replacement of the limbic system, primarily due to the possibility of utilizing it in transcending the setbacks of the limbic system while fulfilling all its purposes. Through reason, I believe I could carry out many of the crucial tasks asked of the limbic system. I stress that this is all speculative, however, and that my knowledge of these two brain portions' correlation is astoundingly base. But nonetheless, this is why I chose the limbic system as the portion of the brain I'd be most willing to sacrifice.